Welcome back, guys. This is Josh with the Florida Spearfishing channel. This was a video of us in Cudjoe Key, about 20 miles north, or well, technically east of Key West. This was like the second day we were out. This was a ledge that I found. I got a nice little schoolmaster and a mangrove off of. I was actually up in this hole. I found this black drum that was cruising around. I questioned, just shot for a minute there. And then he gave me a good shot through that hole, so I pulled the trigger. So I only take fish that I eat, especially when in the Keys. I try to be pretty picky about what I'm taking. I try not to take a ton of fish. Just really either trophy fish that I'm going to eat or fish that I'm going to eat that night, one of the two. This week was pretty fun. We had 6 guys total. We were down there for a whole week. We also went to Dry Tortugas, which I also have a video on as well. I'm going to chime out for a couple minutes, and I will jump back on later.
On a fish sandwich. How about a couple of them?
Is that a black drop?
Yeah.
Alright, guys, I'm jumping back in here for a minute. This was at a spot we were diving to like 30 feet, 40 feet. And this grouper was hiding in that hole. It was a black grouper. I followed him into the rock, and I thought he was going to dip out the backside. He did not dip out the backside right away. He actually kept sideways in the rock and was looking at me for a minute. I could see his head clearly, but then as soon as I went to line up a good shot on him, he actually pulled his head up underneath the rock further. That's why I had to advance closer to him. He took off at the backside. It's really my biggest mistake doing that, but it is what it is. This is another rock that we found that had a bunch of mangroves on it. I was looking underneath all these ledges because there were huge ledges. I could probably swim up underneath the one completely. I had a feeling there was some black grouper in the area, but I just couldn't tell just yet. So this next clip here in just a second. So I actually dropped down. I saw this black swim into this ledge. Biggest mistake, I did not have a light on me. All I ever had light in the boat. I should have had a light on me because I could have had this fish here in 3, 2, 1. He comes flying out that hole because he just sees me in the nick of time. Biggest thing I can say is always have a light in the Keys to see those black grouper. Luckily Nick actually got one this day because he got it out in the open. I actually tried to camouflage up on a rock, and Nick shot it right in the head and stoned it. But that is the biggest key point of those black groupers. Gags, you really don't need a light too much for, because usually like the sand and sit in the rocks, and they'll try to hide too much. But these black grouper do not like to sit out in the open. Like, they're pretty sketchy. You really want to sit in the rocks. This next shot, so I actually was down on the bottom. I took some coral when I was scratching the bottom. I happened to look back to my backside, and there was a nice little porgy swimming through trying to check me out, see what was going on. So I pulled this shot on him. I was getting him up. He was actually a decent sized porgy. Yeah, this trip was going good so far. We actually got quite a bit of fish this day. We pretty much ate everything as soon as we got back to the house. Oliver also got a white margate. We got the black grouper. I got my porgy. I think we got a schoolmaster, Spanish mackerel. So we had a good couple of fish between everybody shooting. But like I said, biggest key point is having a light. That was probably my biggest mistake. I was swimming around and found this little red grouper. I have a feeling he was probably 17, 18 inches, so I didn't pull the trigger, but I was like, you know what, I'm just gonna go out and make friends with him. So I actually came down, I could tell he wasn't too scared of me, so I just came and laid on the bottom next to him for a minute. I actually started grunting at him. He was grunting back at me. It was pretty funny. But yeah, he was just chilling. He said he probably followed me around for 20-30 minutes. Every time I dropped down, he was right beside me. Yeah, pretty cool. Alright, I'm gonna jump out here for a little bit. Alright guys, we'll jump back in here for a second. So this was probably the third or fourth day of the week. It was not lobster season yet, so I saw these 3 lobsters. I was on scuba. I was trying to find a black that rocked up hard in a giant cave system. Couldn't find him, so I started swimming across the ledges. Found these 3 nice sized lobsters just chilling in there, but like I said, it was not lobster season just yet. I had to wait till Friday? No, yeah, Friday for lobster season. So it was really towards the end of the week. So that's why I did not take those. But we did on Friday and Saturday, we got our limit of lobster. So that was pretty nice. And I do have videos of all that as well. This is Oliver. He is on a drop right now. He's got 2 decent ledges, one on his right side, one on his left side. Wasn't really seeing too much. Both me and him were being very picky for fish this trip. We're really looking for big blacks, some pretty big dog snapper, some pelagics, not too much, but weren't really seeing too much on this ledge between me and him. We did quite a bit of drops and we're pretty much checking out the whole thing. We didn't see a ton. But I'm going to jump off here for a few minutes. Alright guys, I figured I'd jump back in here for a minute. So this is actually one of my techniques that I do. I will take either rocks or dead coral pieces that are on the bottom and take them and rub them up against other rocks to bring fish in. Only issue with this video that I was doing it in is those couple big parrotfish. When I brought my gun around, it spooked the parrotfish, so it actually spooked the yellow jacks that were coming in the distance. So it kind of messed that shot up, but I want to show you guys what it actually does when you scratch those rocks. It brings a lot of critters in to check you out and see what's going on. Alright, I'm going to chime off here. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. Well guys, I hope you enjoyed the video. Put in the comments what you guys thought, if I need to make any adjustments on anything. If you guys do not mind, please like and subscribe. Every little bit helps. If you guys have any questions or anything in the comments, please feel free to ask, or if you want to DM me, that's fine too. So hope to see you guys next time, and tight lines.
Yeah. Time to get in. Yeah, keep cutting that fish.